All right, so it says, Amouranth reveals that she's married and is being abused by husband in concerning Twitch stream.
This is a deadly sin for female streamers, by the way, to reveal your relationship status. But, like, I don't even think she is... she should be expected to reveal that information about herself just, like, on its own because, you know, as a public figure on the internet, reveal whatever you want about your private life. It's just that she directly profits from that being...
The illusion.
Yeah, the illusion. It's exactly what her husband called it.
Well, they do that in K-pop or female or male stars in Korea, right? Like in South Korea, they're encouraged to not. Is it male or female stars in Korea that are encouraged to
Both.
not? They're kind
even
of
when they
told
date each other, which
Yeah.
you would think is a PR win in the Western mind,
But they don't want to do that because
Yeah.
they know that a big part of that. I mean, that happened with us in the '90s with boy bands and girl bands and stuff like that.
and old Hollywood stars
Yeah.
as well were forbidden from getting married.
Which is weird because it still kind of feeds into the delusion that like that person, not delusion, that's mean, but like that you think that you're going to be the one who like sweeps this famous celebrity off their feet.
Well, it's crazy that even after this big husband reveal, she's getting donations, like the
sympathy
voice
donations
chat
now.
donations who are like, I could treat you so much better, queen.
Oh my God.
Just send DM if you ever need a shoulder to cry on, if you need someone to talk to about this, please.
I physically cringe.
You deserve so much better.
Let's listen to the video. I'm gonna do an audio check here, so guys, be careful for the headphones in case this one is super loud, but it should be all right.
Why did you say you were going to kill my dogs?
Leave the house.
Okay, I can leave the... you know what? Actually, I shouldn't leave the house because my dogs are here.
We'll take the dogs and leave. I'm telling you. You're asking the question, I'm telling you, and you're answering my fucking, like, telling you. Literally.
Literally.
What are you saying? You just told me you were going to kill dogs if I didn't do a 24-hour stream.
Nope, did not say that. Now you're just fucking being a liar.
I'm not
I
just...
said it.
Don't be that.
I said I'm going to tell you what I said in terms of the earlier. Because you're still saying that oh my God, dude. You said, why are you pausing? You didn't ask a question. You said a statement. Did you say that?
He's not making
Literally
my
none of
gosh.
this makes sense.
Dude, these
None
are
of
low
what he says
IQ
makes sense.
people.
Low
got really rich.
vibrational. This is so disgusting.
Like-
I didn't watch that before.
He I don't know what I think about her. He sounds legitimately angry and kind of evil.
Yeah.
But like
Sounds like he has anger issues, clearly.
What was weird for me was her face was so performative the whole time. And I know she's on camera, so that could
Yeah.
be that. But it just felt.
But there
the
were no
whole thing-
tears coming out.
And that's
I was wondering, like, how is
I
he
didn't
on the phone with her for
expect that.
10 minutes or so and has no idea that she's streaming?
Yeah.
When he's a micromanager of her streaming and when she's on or off Twitch.
My instinct is still to want to believe that this is real, but I also understand that the internet is a very, very difficult place to decode when there's a lot of incentive on all sides to make content that
Right.
gets us to do exactly what we're doing right now.
And they're sharing the money, so.
She
Yes.
said some very soundbite worthy stuff. She said, you used my body to build our empire. Like,
Ew,
You
That
don't
rehearsed-
talk like that.
that
in the real
sounds planned.
They rehearse that shit. That's
Yeah,
not
and
real.
if he's so concerned with like what's smart for the business model and he can't be exposed as her husband at the wrong time, then maybe they planned this out for like the perfect PR stunt. I don't know. It's all very convoluted.
But it doesn't
and
put him on
she-
camera, so he doesn't have to. It doesn't put a face to the name, so he gets to be mean and hated without actually putting a face to the
Good
name of the
point.
person that's hated.
But this like mobilizes simps to try to like find this guy and his identity and his home address.
like-
So
It's nothing like a mobilized simp.
Yeah.
and we all know that the internet can see, you know, everything
one
that
of
the
her-
CIA can't find, the internet will
one
find
of her
in no time.
donations like read out loud an address, and I don't know what address that was.
Yeah.
Or if that was like a real docs, but that was on the stream that's been reposted on YouTube. It sounds like people are trying to find this dude because they're like, I can save her. They all want to save her.
Maybe I'm just kind of jaded, but when I hear that behavior, I'm just like, oh man, bro, touch grass.
What happens
get out of your
to a
house,
person
get
that
off your
like
phone.
makes them think that donating to a Twitch streamer
Right.
will like eventually win her heart?
It's actually kind of sad. Like that makes me sad.
Yeah.
Like it's one thing to donate to somebody for the content that she creates. That's fine, I guess. But for like,
But her content is like ASMR licking a microphone shaped like an ear.
Oh, it's so weird.
And like sitting in a bikini in a hot tub. Like, I mean, if that's your brand, I get it. And she's still doing these streams like after.
free market always wins. I
phone
mean,
call
that's always
stream.
going to sell, whether we like it or not. That stuff will always sell. You were saying earlier, you said you can't believe that there's this kind of market for this stuff when you can go see boobs on the internet for free,
Literally anywhere.
anywhere, and you can't get away from it because.
Well, it's because also it's the same thing with YouTubers. It's like people who watch, they think they have a relationship with the person. You know what I mean? It's like a lot more personal than traditional forms of media, like the news or whatever. You know, people really think, as a YouTuber, people really think they're my friend when they're so far from it all the time. So I get it.
Does that change how you do your job?
No.
Because it's one of those things where growing up, early, like I skated professionally for quite a few years, and one of the things that I hated was that the generation that came before me was very, very kind of elitist and didn't like to talk to the kids that were coming up at that time, which kind of hindered. Now this is a little bit right of the topic, but like it hindered the ability for new kids to get into the sport, because why would they want to get involved if the people that they look up to aren't being very nice to them, right? So I've kind of taken that approach where I mean, I can't always respond to when people send me something, but I do my best to respond as often as I can. And most of them I've found don't have the problem that when you don't, they don't take it personally, but
But
you
in the
always get those
situation
people
of,
that do.
of Amouranth, she's not even directly like responding to these donations.
Right.
They just keep sending them, and they really think in some place in their demented brains that they're gonna be the special one that stands out. You're gonna say the right thing, especially like in this stream. They're like basically saying you deserve better than that. You deserve a guy like me, a nice guy.
It's literally every 2000s
which is sick, and
romantic
it's
comedy.
not. That's not compassion.
No.
That is
It's not.
completely self-centered.
Yeah.
And it must be mind-numbing to have to hear that while you're exposing your dirty laundry to the internet.
Well, I mean, but it's also kind of on them for airing their dirty laundry on the internet. They're not saying, this is one thing where people are saying like she did this to escape him. I'm like, there was no evidence that
It's
he was
vindictive.
that he wasn't locking her in a room or being physically abusive. They're saying that he was being emotionally abusive, which is awful.
Well,
but
I
that
watched
doesn't-
later in the stream, and she was showing like
Thank you.
damage to the drywall where he like threw things allegedly, broke things. She said that he broke a door.
Yeah.
I think she insinuated that he like held a door closed at some point, which broke the door. So I think he might be physically dangerous as well.
Yeah.
If it's all real.
If it's real.
And that's like, does that bother anybody else that my first instinct is to not buy it?
No, I'm glad you brought it up because I did not think that. I thought for sure this is real. She seemed broken, but I mean, they could totally be pulling a job.
And that's kind of the realm you enter when you're an online personality, when you're any type of social media personality or YouTube personality. There is a fine line there that celebrities don't really have, that mainstream celebrities don't have, because there's a very, very distinct line between where their movies or their television shows end and where their content create. Like nobody's watching anything. Actually, a good example would be Will Smith when he did his apology video. Like it's a different medium when you're doing so digitally as opposed to in the real world, right?
And people also don't feel the same connection with a traditional celebrity because it seems so far removed.
Yeah.
But people, the way they watch YouTube videos, as someone who grew up as a kid watching YouTube videos, it's like borderline an intimate experience. It's like you're in bed, you're on your phone, you imagine things. I never did, but people do. And so I actually want to correct myself. I actually do change the way that I do my social media based on, fans and what they can think in their head. Is this for super chats or my?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's really fucking cool. I didn't know why it kept happening. I was like, I am not here for this. This is scary.
Yeah.
But I've actually made a conscious choice over time to get less personal on the internet and keep it more political and about commentary, because you know, when I first started, I would make videos with my boyfriend and relationships. Now, who I'm with is not, thank you for all the super chats, is not on my social media at all. So.
And then I remember when was it Nicolo, the one who did the Bernie video, and then like she
okay boomer girl, if you don't know.
Her channel rockets to success. She
Yeah.
gets hundreds of thousands of followers, and then like a week later she reveals she has a boyfriend and starts dipping back off.
my
Because she's an attractive girl in her early 20s living in a penthouse apartment in Austin, Texas, and you think she's not dating?
Yeah.
You think that because you're donating to her that she thinks you're special or you're personally engaged with her in any way?
Yeah. And
It's
that gets
delusional.
harder
It's sad.
even the bigger their platform gets, right? Because on a smaller show, like if you start smaller and you don't have that immediate viral rise to fame, you may feel more of a connection with the people who supported you from the get-go, right? That's different.
And I just saw these allegations that were leveled against the YouTuber Dream, the Minecraft streamer. He recently did a face reveal and then showed up at TwitchCon, and everyone's just like really hyping this guy up right now. And then he got 2 allegations from young girls saying that he groomed them when they were 17 before they turned 18 knowingly. And he has to respond to this now, but they're claiming that he was able to do this because they idolized him and they wanted to seem trustworthy to him, and they wanted to feel that they were equals to someone that they admired so much.
Ban the internet forever. Me, the libertarian. Ban the internet until you're over 18, ladies and gentlemen. It's too dangerous.
It's not very libertarian.
It's not very
of you, is
libertarian.
it?
I'm kidding, but it goes to that. What was the other discussion we were talking about recently about somebody? It was about the Roblox thing and how people find people in chat rooms and stuff like that.
Yeah, there are these parents suing Roblox and Discord because they claim that their daughter was subject to child exploitation through those platforms, and they failed to, I guess, enforce the proper rules for like age requirements. And on Roblox, people over 18 were allowed to direct message people under 18.
And it's unenforceable. There's no way to stop that.
It's unenforceable, and it's the same for YouTube and Instagram, for instance. You have to be 13 plus to be on those websites, but clearly a ton of children are under 13 are on there.
How many of the people donating to her are just manipulated
on mommy's
boys?
or daddy's credit card
every month? Dad's
Scary.
like, what the hell game is Amouranth? I don't know.
Scary.
Like
That's true. I bet a lot of them are kids. You know,
and I'm like I fall into that category that whenever this stuff happens and people are like they're taking advantage of lonely men. I'm like, yeah, but that's like they're filling a need. And if you're that's what I'm saying. And if you're about the free market, then there's a lot of it that that's laissez-faire as it gets, right? She can manipulate them all she wants. But if they're under 18. There's questions there about not just the legality, but the morality.
People have been criticizing Twitch for endangering children in a variety of ways for a while now.
Yeah.
Like, you're not allowed to market cigarettes to kids.
No.
Arguably, maybe sugar's the next one, but sex? You can market sex to kids, apparently. I mean, where's the stopgap? I don't see it.
Well, wasn't there also the thing with vapes and like flavors being targeted towards kids at a certain point too?
And the packaging
right?
looked very childlike, and a lot of them look like little baby bottles or something. Like, and they're fun colors.
It seems it's all very, very manipulative. But I don't know if it makes me feel like I think 2 years ago I would have said this is fake offhand, and I would have been very cold about it. I feel like I've come back around to being more level-headed in how I see these things. Like, I watched it. I said the same thing. I said I don't see any tears.
I didn't see any tears on her face. Maybe that's just how some people cry. I don't know.
Maybe two things can be true at once. Maybe it's like it was real, but also she's on camera and she's so used to being performative in that way that it was almost subconscious,
Which means we're in this whole new era where like these things aren't just happening in private; they're happening to very, very public figures. And in the era before this, they would have wanted to keep this very controlled and being able to kind of manipulate whatever information comes out about what's happening to them. And now it's being done performatively right in front of everyone for the world to see, which invites both skepticism and support. So I don't think it's wrong to at least be skeptical of something like this when you see that there are financial upsides to the information being distributed as it was. But I don't know what it says about our society, both from their reaction or the way this dude is behaving. Like I said, he was more convincing than she was on the phone. He sounded absolutely like a psychopath.
And he sounded like someone who doesn't think anyone's listening.
Yes.
Basically.
Yeah.
And it's embarrassing the way he was talking.
Yeah.
The
But
way
then
he was
that's also
shrieking at
weird
her.
that if you're dating a streamer, you would assume if you're making a crazy phone call, there's a decent chance she's streaming, or at least has
Yeah.
the tendency to film herself in general.
Yeah, that would be
Yeah.
a controlling relationship. If he thought she wasn't streaming, like he must be so controlling of her behavior.
Yeah.
And I've
Crazy.
seen multiple reports that there's more than a couple of these streamers who have like, and I wanted to draw the comparison to like the women who start the OnlyFans later in life, and they have like the husbands that like support them and do that with them. And I just feel bad for the guys for being like, they don't want to tell her no because they feel like that's going to make them out to be the bad guy.
Like Charlie Sheen,
Yeah.
his daughter and ex-wife are
Yeah.
both doing OnlyFans and cross-promoting each other, and he has to
Pretend
act like
that's okay.
he is tepidly approving of this, because otherwise you're a sex negative
That's so stupid.
misogynist.
Did you see the thing about the political candidate who made a sex tape?
I cannot believe that.
Yeah,
Wait,
who
what
was
is
that? I
this?
heard of
It
this.
was someone running for
Democrat seat in was it Arizona? Not Arizona. I don't remember where it was, but yeah, he made like a sex tape to show sex positive.
What?
Yeah,
and it's the raunchiest, like him and just the raunchiest hooker. And
no.
like in a Motel 6 looking ass place, and it's like, this is who the Democrats are. It's like, what if they're fucking candidates? Oh my god.
well, just in general, it makes you like when they're like, we need to get back to an era of like more moral politicians and stuff like that. But it's
Yeah.
like this
It's getting
trickles
ahead of the
down.
scandal before it happens
Yeah.
to you, I guess.
Yeah, like how are you supposed to? Are you gonna insult this guy later? And he's gonna be like, I put this out there for you guys to see. What are you gonna really hold against me? If that's the thing. But this, as a society, this stuff trickles down, right? Like this,
Yeah.
one of the reasons I talk about the show being important is like, it's not just about policy. It's not just about politics. It's about how our culture as a whole, and whether we like it or not. In the new era, Amouranth is a modern day version of a celebrity. She's certainly probably got a larger following than most traditional celebrities have on any of their social media accounts, I would almost bet. So it's like, where do we go?
And think about if they did script this. They are self-aware enough to write in the script that her husband is aware of the business model and that she has to appear to be a single woman who is sexually available to her viewers,
Right.
and is not taken.
If they scripted this, that's evil.
That's
Legitimately evil.
That makes it way worse
It sounded
than
scripted.
even the assumption that this is real.
Yeah.
Did you say he robbed her of money, or he took a bunch of the money out of their account or something?
He is threatening legal action to sue her for all of the money she's made off of her brand. I mean, if this is real,
And if
he's
they're
going to claim
married-
that he was responsible for like making these profits, so he wants to divorce and leave her. I think she said with like $1 million, and then take the rest.
If they're married, even if he's not the leader of the business, he's entitled to it if he's making less than her. I remember, what was it? Adele's husband got like a crap ton of money in their divorce. Like, it's not, depending on where they live,
Yeah.
he's still going to be entitled to a whole chunk of dough if that's what happens. So that's kind of terrifying that he's manipulating her. If he is in fact manipulating her, that's just it proves to you just how brutal that side
he
of
worked her as like a beast of burden,
Yeah.
and he's
Well,
gonna
yeah.
make out like a bandit. But
That's her
Amouranth, you're
pimp.
gonna be fine. You're gonna be super rich anyway, so don't worry about it too much.
she'll be, long after the divorce,
Yeah.
she will still be able to,
you're
to do
super
this.
famous.
But it's just terrifying to me. So, thanks for watching this clip, guys. If you want to see full episodes or follow us on social media, links are in the description below. Bye.
Bye.